Don't look under the internet.
We're very loud.
Really?
Yeah.
Seems way louder than normal.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want me to turn it down?
A little bit.
Just a hair. Is that better?
Skim image. There's no difference.
Oh.
A little bit more? There we go. A little bit more?
No.
Okay. I guess that's fine. It's still loud, but I guess I'll manage.
What's it called when you have...
it's loud because he's not putting it through the fucking filter thingy.
No,
right?
It's
I thought we
through...
don't.
You can't hear that until like post.
What is it called when you have mass hallucinations, but with your ears?
Auditory hallucinations?
Yeah.
Nope, because this isn't a hallucination. It's something different. We're all hearing things louder than we should be. Why?
Doug, is this you? Is that you?
Yep, stop
Okay.
that
well,
shit.
I'm turning it down for you. I said it no. How's that? Is that any better for you?
I guess, yeah.
So,
okay, great. I'm helping. Anyway,
are you?
Hey everyone,
Helping
welcome
me
to
bleed
Cryptid.
from the ears.
Yeah, welcome to Cryptid Corner, everyone.
Welcome, everybody.
Golly gee willikers.
It's the fucking Cryptid Corner.
It's fucking Cryptid Corner, bitch.
Is everyone's audio level okay?
It's fine now.
And now it's way too loud.
In natural...
I'm not changing anything.
In the natural ways, that is the Cryptid Corner, Jason has no fucking idea what we're talking about.
None.
But me and Doug, boy, we sure do.
Do you guys want to hear what I'm going to be doing for pretty much the whole episode?
Sure, hit me, daddy. Oh yeah, we're drinking those mules still.
Mm-hmm.
This is being recorded the same time we're recording fucking Jack Torrance, so...
right after.
Yeah, so...
Doug made us all mules, and oh my god.
It's a good time.
He should have been a bartender.
So,
they are dangerous.
Jason,
Yes.
Jason, have you heard of mud?
I have heard of mud.
And not the poopy kind of mud.
I don't know what that means.
Butt mud.
Butt mud?
I'm talking...
It's my favorite kind of mud.
I'm talking...
butt mud.
I'm talking mud. Like,
Wait,
from the earth.
Can I clarify? Are you talking about butt mud?
No, I'm talking about mud.
No, he's
Mud.
not talking
Okay.
about butt
I'm not
mud.
talking about butt
Can
mud. I'm
we?
talking about mud. No, I'm talking about mud.
We'll save that for the bonus.
Puddle of mud, if
Okay.
you will. The band.
She fucking hates me.
She fucking
Yeah.
butt mudded me.
All you have to do is turn all of the vowels into R's. That's
Puddle
it.
of dud, more like it. Got him.
Puddle of dud.
It's not my joke. That's a Game Grumps joke. I can't even take credit for that. Anyway, so Jason,
Yes.
what we're talking about today takes place in the groovy time of the 1970s. Reaganomic, am I right?
Cocaine and pussy everywhere.
No, you're thinking of the 80s. This is Woodstock. This is weed and pussy everywhere. And psychedelics
LSD.
like LSD, yeah.
Gotcha.
Fuck yeah, man.
Okay.
We're taking it way back. Eric Foreman, you heard of him?
Yes, from
He's
that
not
70s
in, he's
show.
not in this, but he's a 70s character. Anyway,
Damn
Jason, back in
Yes, what?
back in 1973.
Wait,
Hey,
hold
guess
on.
Yeah.
what has not happened yet?
What has not happened yet? Oh, now we're recording.
Wow.
Hey, camera.
There it is. Hey,
We're-
Doug,
we're-
this is your cue point.
Yeah,
Very obviously.
we're
a
testing
cue
out.
point.
We're testing out video with this.
We
gonna
are.
see how it goes.
In case you guys were wondering, we
Yes.
are incorporating video into our YouTube episodes.
Episodes.
Um,
It's gonna take a
we're
while.
working the kinks out.
Yeah, but we're
Yeah,
giving
don't
it a
expect
shot.
that shit anytime soon.
Yeah,
or
that's
I'll
probably not
fight
going to
you.
happen until late 2022, if anything.
Lighting by itself took like 3 months.
Yeah,
so
right.
We're still not even sure if it's working right.
we're,
but
we're not.
we got lights and I can't see, so
We'll talk to our producers about it.
So back to the roaring 70s.
Oh wait, real quick.
Yes.
Jason, do you know where Murphysboro is?
No, I'm getting there. Stop.
I mean, you're about to say
Murphy's-
you're gonna
All right,
Indiana?
fine.
Yeah.
Is it really?
All right, go
No,
ahead.
it's Illinois.
Yes, keep
You
going.
dumb donkey. So back in 19...
So I didn't get it right?
Fuck off.
You dumb Brussels sprout.
All right, go ahead.
Back
Mike.
in
Go ahead.
1973.
Mike, go ahead.
Back,
Go ahead.
back,
Mike. Hey, Mike.
back in 1973, in the span of a few months, there were sightings galore of a creature dubbed the Murphysboro Monster, or also called the Big Muddy Monster, in Murphysboro, Illinois.
The big muddy monster?
The Big Muddy
He's a
Monster.
big turd.
The Butt Muddy Monster.
The mud butt
The Mud
monster.
Butt Monster.
The muddy buddy.
The Muddy Butt. This creature has had dozens of sightings and even a whole police force manhunt squad going after it. But before we dive deep into that story, let's start from the beginnings. I didn't have to go southern with it because this is just Illinois, but it's southern Illinois.
It
so
should have
there's a
been
twang.
like mid, like
Illinois, like,
western.
South of Chicago.
They have accents in South Illinois.
Oh, yeah.
I've been down
Like
there.
Carbondale? Like, yes.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Anything south of, like, Yorkville is just...
Howdy, y'all. Welcome to fucking Illinois. Welcome to Peoria, Illinois.
Town, Illinois.
Yeah. Doug, take us away. What happened on that 1973 year?
Okay, so back in a
that was
dark
great.
bird scooter. Yeah, let's dump into this big muddy monster, shall we? Good. Glad we're all on the same page now. So back on a dark night in the summer of 1973, a young couple parked their car by a riverside to, as Mike would put it, get jiggy with it.
Can you tell who wrote this?
Hey, is this another one of those scenarios where Doug is reading off of Mike's notes?
Surprisingly, no. A lot of this allegedly copy-pasted from the Wikipedia. But in my defense, they would have used the same words I would have anyway. Except jiggy with it. Jiggy with it was not in there.
I had a feeling.
You know, I'm glad you had something to contribute here.
Thank you.
I'm very happy about that. But please continue.
One thing we've learned about cryptids is the story's the same everywhere. So we're just going to retell it to you.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, back to some young people fucking. They had a real Romeo and Juliet thing going on where the woman's father didn't approve of her boyfriend. And the people in question were Randy Needham, same, and Judy Johnson.
I'm trying my hardest to keep going. Just keep going.
So yeah, it was Randy Needham and Judy Johnson.
Yeah, go ahead and repeat that just to make it more apparent.
Needham.
The man needs ham. Fucking let's get it.
What a great
you
last
have
name.
to keep going.
Okay, so Johnson claimed that they were listening to the radio, engaged in a debate about when they should leave, and presumably do what couples are wanting to do when they heard a piercing roar. And that thing they want to do is fuck.
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to fuck. They were like, should we? And he's like, yeah, obviously.
Please, Judy.
I need this. Please. They're just by a riverside and he's just...
Well, it was the 70s, so he
Please.
probably wasn't saying
I
please.
need this so bad.
My last
dick
name
needs
is
fuck.
Needham. All right,
What do you think that means?
All right, we got to get back on track here. All right, so they heard a piercing roar, which Needham compared to an eagle shrieking into a microphone, which is oddly specific.
That's so specific.
Also, I'm pretty damn sure it's Needham, but I prefer Needham.
So I'm going to go ahead and veto that because I went to high school with a man that I thought his last name was Needham. And he literally out loud goes, no, it's Needham. You have to enunciate the ham.
I love ham.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, where the fuck are we?
Eagle shrieking into a microphone.
Yes, oddly specific. Right. Okay. So that seemed to emanate.
We are all doing so. Do we want to take a $5?
No, we pushed through.
Hold on.
Doug, would you like me to take over?
Nope.
Okay, you're gonna just take a sippy sip. The word is emanate, by the way.
Yeah. No, I can read.
Are you sure?
I just can't.
Unlike some
Word.
other, internet radio icons, Doug can read.
Okay, so here we go. Take 2. Yes, it emanated from a thick underbrush. Not far from the car. So Randy turned the radio off, and Mike, if you keep clicking around on this goddamn page,
I'm watching
I swear
this
to
happen.
fucking God. You want me to read this, or you want me to not read it?
So
sorry, I'm
we're
trying.
using... Okay, for anyone who has no idea what the fuck is happening, we're using Google Docs, and we're all sharing one document. And Mike is trying to place save, while Doug is trying to read.
trying to follow along.
And I just see like this green cursor flying all over the screen.
Every time he clicks onto where I'm reading, it just blocks the whole sentence.
Okay,
the rest of the name.
here. Okay, you know what? Here. Okay, it's out of the way.
Randy turned the radio off, only to hear another shriek from outside. Yep, exactly.
That's what it sounds like.
Needham flicked on his headlights and Johnson gasped as they both saw a huge, foul-scented creature lumbering toward them. Needham wasted no time in starting his car and accelerated away from the scene with his frightened girlfriend. As they got back into town, they pondered on whether they should call the police or not. Johnson knew full well that once they made the official report, it would reveal their secret romance.
Saucy.
But she decided that the trouble she was bound to get into when her father found out about Needham was nothing compared to what that monster they just saw may be capable of. It was then they decided to tell the cops, and the couple arrived at the station and made out what is known as an unknown creature report.
What?
It's different from the known creature report.
A UC, I guess, kind of like a UFO, but fucking...
But creature.
Yeah, okay. So describing a beast that looked like an oversized gorilla, which they estimated to be at least 8 feet tall, with matted and mud-streaked white hair. So if you take a Yeti and Bigfoot, and they fucked...
And you wait like 10 years.
You get the Murphysboro
You get the
Mud Monster.
Murphysboro dung monster.
Hey,
Dung monster.
did we ever say what cryptid we're covering?
Yes, the Murphysboro Mud Monster. I covered
Yeah,
that
we
already.
talked about it.
Okay,
Drunk
just making
bastard.
sure.
Shut up and listen, Jason.
All right, I'll drink again, I guess.
All right, so former patrolman, now retired Murphysboro Police Chief Ron Manwaring.
Yeah, what a name.
That's
Did you
a
say
beast.
Man-Warren?
Manwaring.
Manwaring.
Man-Warring.
Yeah, interesting. Is still able to recite the facts of the strange incident from memory about 3 decades later. Manwaring felt that the couple's account was lent credibility due to the fact that they risked exposing their alleged indiscretions, which no doubt would bring them public ridicule and even, Johnson's father's wrath. So because they were so frightened by what they had seen at the river, there was no advantage for them to come up with this report, while officers who took down the statement were understandably skeptical to the event.
So what I'm getting here is that reports were made, no one believed them, but they still made them, even after being laughed off.
What they're saying is they're like, okay, this is kind of believable because they're obviously having this weird romance that all that's coming out of this whole thing is the fact that they're together and shouldn't be. So that's leaving credibility to the fact that why would they do this?
Yeah, why would they get rid of
Gotcha.
the romance?
Gotcha.
Why they talk about the white gorilla like that? I don't know.
What that is?
What that is?
That goddamn Murphysboro Mud
Murphysboro Mud Monster.
God damn it. I'm learning. I don't know if it's useful information,
It's
but
very, very much so not.
I agree.
But it's a part of our cryptozoological findings.
Yes.
That's
very
important.
pertinent.
That you, the listener, decided to listen to.
This is information that I'm taking into my brain that's pushing out more important information.
I don't
you
know
can
how to
retain
file
it.
my taxes anymore.
No, I never
It's
learned
just
how to do that.
Murphysboro Mud Monster.
In 3,000 years, humanity will thank us
Yes.
because no one else is doing this.
I'm so glad I learned how to fucking what the Murphysboro Mud Monster was and not how to fucking file
Raise
taxes
my
or do
kids.
math.
I don't know how to raise my kids, but I know about the Murphysboro Mud Monster.
Anyways, Mike, take it away.
Well, there's a little bit of info left that you didn't cover, but I'll finish it up for you. It's all okay.
Nobody cares. Nope.
Oh, I have to.
Mm-mm.
It's pregnant.
Nope.
Okay, think of me, Mike.
So while the officers who took down
Okay.
Needham and Johnson's statement were understandably skeptical of the event, they dutifully sent out 2 patrolmen, Merle, Lindsay, and Jim and Nash, to investigate the report.
Jim and
They're
Nash?
Fake names.
Jim and Nash.
Fake news.
Jason, are you ready for this? This is the cops now. What was that squeaking, by the way?
Who's the cops now? What is
what
happening
is
right
that
now?
Squeaking.
Anyway.
What is that squeaking, Mike?
This is the police's take now. Are you ready? So let's cut it out.
So wait, okay. What was the take that I just heard?
So basically, what you just heard was these 2 people were trying to have sex at a riverside.
Right.
When a monster ran up on them, they drove away.
Oh, so this is a non-police personnel report.
Yes, Romeo and Juliet trying to fuck.
And
The monster got in
essentially-
the way. They went back to town, filed a police report. The police were like, "Yeah, why would
Sure.
Romeo and Juliet fucking open themselves up and dox themselves? This has to be pretty legit." You two, go check this out.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
So
find
now we
the
got 2 cops going to the scene
gorilla
of the
man.
crime.
Okay.
So, within minutes of the sightings, the officers arrived at the boat ramp in the Riverside Park area
Can I just
to
say that
investigate the scene.
I'm loving, like,
I got to give it a southern.
we're leaning Cajun. Like,
Oh.
dangerously Cajun.
There's no shrimp here.
Which,
That sounds
Let
like
me-
a great flavor of something.
dangerously Cajun?
Yeah.
It really fucking does. But can I just remind us all that the Cajun people are alive and well in this country? I know we forget about them sometimes, but they are here and they are welcome. They just...
No one asked Mike to do an accent.
Yeah, well,
No one,
I want to go
none.
southern with it
But
because
let me-
it's fun.
We are happy that you are representing a very underrepresented people of America.
I hope I do them justice by being a white man from
There are
Illinois.
white Cajuns.
So no. Yeah, I mean, yes, but you are not doing any of it justice.
Officer Nash was the first to
There we
discover
go. Cool.
a plethora of particular tracks, approximately 10 to 12 inches long and approximately 3 inches wide, deeply impressed in the mud by the riverbank. So he found footprints.
Do they all talk that slow?
I hope so.
I mean, how else do you tell stories
With
in
that-
the South?
That drawl.
You want to put someone to sleep, like...
Nash claimed that as he bent over to inspect the prints from a closer vantage point, he was shocked to hear a horrifyingly shrill screech nearby. Sorry, my phone went off.
I was like, what are you doing?
Nash took off post-haste, accidentally dropping his revolver in his panic. Nash and Lindsay quickly went back to the station to report their findings and gather more men for a search party. The officers later estimated that whatever had made that sharp cry was no more than 300 feet away from them. Approximately 2 hours later, at 2 a.m. on the 26th of June, Officers Nash and Lindsay returned to the scene, accompanied by Officers Bob Scott and our boy Needham.
Needham.
The quartet swiftly discovered another spate of tracks near the river. As Lindsay ran back to the patrol car to retrieve a camera, the rest of the group interpretedly followed the prints along the bank. Without warning, the stillness of the black night was shattered by the same horrible scream that Needham and Nash had heard earlier. Fear rapidly usurped curiosity as the trio of men summarily abandoned their search. Summarily abandoned their search and raced back to the
Just
patrol
pause.
car.
Just
No, I'm
pause and
gonna redo it.
You can just redo it.
Fear rapidly usurped
You need
curiosity.
to give it a
as-
second, but you know.
Give him a cut point, yeah.
Fear rapidly usurped curiosity as the trio of men, similarly, whatever that word is, abandoned their search and raced back to the patrol car for safety. After waiting in the car for the creature to attack them, the team went back out on the hunt until the morning. They found nothing until the night of June 26th. Yeah. So
Oh.
essentially, these people went down, Jason. They went down to the river. You understand?
Yep.
And this man
I'm
got
there.
poop pee pee scared, dropped his gun, and
Okay, mistake number one.
they ran back and was like, "Yo, there's some shit down here. We need a whole party." So they got the whole party down there, and then something scared the party, and they all ran back to their cars and just waited it out until the thing went away, and then went back out to search more, and they found nothing.
So they waited for whatever thing they were looking for to leave before
To look
going
for
back
it.
to
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
is what you're telling me right now.
Yeah.
These people are dumb.
That's cops in the 1970s for you.
Jesus.
Anyway, so like I said, they found nothing until the night of June 26th, Jason. At
Why
approximately...
am I like...
Because we're telling you the story.
That's fair.
This is for you.
I feel like I'm a part of it now. And I
At
don't...
approximately 10:30 p.m. on the evening of June 26th, 5-year-old Christian Barrell was playing in his backyard, which was located relatively close to the Big Muddy River.
Oh, the Big Muddy River.
Yes.
That is what it is called, yes.
Christian was attempting to catch fireflies in the glass jar his mother had given him. The child frolicked about delightedly when he spied a colossal white shape looming up from behind the fence that separated his yard from the neighbor's property. The Ray family. The terrified Burrell dropped his jaw and raced inside, crying out, "Daddy, Daddy, there's a big ghost in the backyard." The child's father was understandably dubious of his son's story. That was, until his neighbors corroborated the tale.
Ooh.
You like these accents I'm giving these fucking Illinoisans?
Yeah.
Again, anything south of Yorkville, it fucking fits. And also, I'm just staring in awe that you can, because we all remember my last attempt at a fucking accent, and it was
The SCP one was
questionable at best.
Jason, give him a New York accent. Oh, no, hi everyone. I'm from New York.
I'm
Hello.
not. I'm not good at it.
Hello.
I tried.
Hello everyone. I'm from New York. And
I am from New York. Oh, man.
That's
so this kid and the neighbor family saw this big old monkey.
Monk. And they got scared, and so instead of looking for the thing that they were trying to look for, they waited for the thing that they were looking for to leave so they could then go look for the thing.
These people weren't looking for it. This is a completely separate incident. This is a little boy playing in his backyard, and he saw the...
Were they, or were they not looking for something?
No.
This is why I don't condone children.
Yeah. No, this is a completely different incident from the
context. Gotcha.
That was completely separate. This was just an incident about a little boy that was playing in his backyard and saw the giant creature by his fence. And the neighbor family saw it as well.
Gotcha. Yes. That makes more sense.
Both Cajun living in Illinois.
They're about to speak Creole next. Don't even worry about it.
So I actually have another incident for you.
I would love to hear more about this because I still don't really fully understand, like...
What are you understanding so far, Jason? Tell me what's going on in your mind.
Give us some questions here.
I am understanding that Cajuns are alive and well in Cascadia. I'm also understanding that these eyewitness accounts are revealing a very, very tall, dirty thing that exists.
Very white furred, though.
Almost like a Yeti that has maybe
stumbled across his...
Just learned what mud is. Not even like been in mud. Like just learned what it is, and now part of its fur is a little dirtier.
It's like a Yeti living in the Midwest because the snow's all dirty, you know?
It's all shitty black snow.
He in turn is kind of fucking dirty.
He pulled a reverse snow bunny. Instead of going somewhere where it's warm, he went to the cold place.
And found happiness, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, what I'm gathering is this thing is it's a large doofus that is a bit dirty.
It's a dirty doofus, yeah.
And is either just existing and by the fact of existing, terrorizing
you do kind of
Southern Illinois families.
You do kind of figure out the end. It's just chilling, and everyone is going fuck wild over it.
It's like the dude.
So, spoilers, I guess.
Hey, everyone.
Doug, go
Thank
ahead.
you for listening, because you don't need to anymore.
Yeah.
So you'll find out at the end.
And also right here.
But also, we'll tell you now, because it's not pertinent. All right, so I actually have another incident, very similar to what we've been talking about, that happened to a young boy named Greg Garrett, who recanted a three-legged creature of similar description to the Mud Monster.
He's only got 3 legs, my guy.
He's a tripod.
Yeah. Similar, not the same.
Oh.
Not the same.
Okay. Noted.
So Garrett claimed to have been attacked while playing in his backyard by a truly bizarre, slimy, 3-legged beast known as the Enfield Horror.
Which sounds badass.
The Enfield Horror.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds like it's straight out of fucking a Lovecraft book.
Right?
Yeah, right.
It really does.
Absolutely.
So, Garrett immediately retreated to relative safety of his parents' house, while
Burrell is the guy from the last story that I told.
Oh, okay. Right. Why they're... Okay, anyways.
It's trying to contrast between the two.
So, while Beryl was sobbing in his father's arms, teenager Cheryl Ray, now Cheryl Rath, housewife and mother of 2, was sitting on her darkened back porch next door to with her young suitor. Randy Creeth.
Ooh,
bunch of
a
names.
suitor.
So it's going back to the Ray
Oh.
family, the neighbors
Yeah.
of Burrell.
Gotcha.
It threw me for a Vindaloop.
Holy shit! So
Um,
this is like a follow up almost, but like from the dove's perspective, or like whatever.
Pretty
Gotcha.
much.
So the pair claim that they were talking and looking at the stars when they heard a rustling in the bushes about 15 feet away from the porch. Assuming that the neighborhood kids had come to spy on them, an enraged Ray went inside to turn on the porch light, while Creeth, the son of a state trooper, now a minister at the First Baptist Church in Sheffield, Iowa, leaped to his feet and opened the door, intending to investigate.
I'm sorry. What was his name?
Randy Churth.
Church?
Creeth, sorry.
Creeth.
His name is Creeth.
Yeah,
Creeth.
Creeth.
Who the fuck?
Randy Creeth.
Okay, I mean, lending credence to the fucking Cajun accents that are over here, but what the fuck?
Creeth?
That's way too close to queef, and you know this kid's gonna be in school at some point in his life.
Well, this isn't the kid. This is like a man.
What I'm saying though is the father and mother
He's
of this
fucked.
person
Oh, I see what you mean.
knew that this child was going to school at some point, and they were like, "Your name is very close to the word queef, but a little different."
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is at this point. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Mike's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
No, I'm just
Let
saying.
him
Like,
talk, you
no,
dickhead.
at this point, he's already been through the bullying. Like, he's a hardened man.
He's used to it.
Yeah.
Oh, queef, I get it. Gotcha.
All right, so moving along with the story here, Ray recounted the scene. So Randy and I were sitting in my parents' breezeway. All right, what the fuck is a breezeway?
Is it like a
I think it's like an outdoor like
a hallway
yeah.
that's also a sunroom?
Don't come up the laneway. All right, so
Use the breezeway, not the laneway.
use the breezeway. When they heard something in the woods, we both went down, but Randy. We both went down, but Randy was walking a little bit ahead. Then he said, "Come here," and there it was. We stood there looking at it. Creeth and Ray stood frozen with shock as this filthy white monstrosity seemed to stare back at them.
I can't get over the name Creeth. I'm so
Creeth.
sorry. It's like
Creeth.
it's like Creed and Keith put together. And it's almost like the parents just like couldn't decide
They were
between
like,
the two
"What's
names.
the name?" She's like, "I don't know, Creeth."
Well, it's like the mom said Creed and the dad said Keith at the same time. And they're like, fuck it. Yeah,
Okay,
that.
there it is.
There it is.
Fuck it. Call him Pikel.
Yeah, exactly. God damn it. Shut up, Doug.
Oh God, making me cough, making me Creeth.
You're making me Creeth.
All right. So Creeth, who drew a sketch of the creature revealing a distinctly spade-shaped flatwoods monster-like head. That is oddly specific. Don't really know what that means, but he recalled the moment vividly. The thing I remember was the bulk of it, the shape, the human form, and the stench of the river slime it apparently had on it. It was close enough. It was about 8 feet tall and at least as stocky as a New York football player. We were within 15 feet of it, close enough to see the body, the texture of the fur, long and hairy like an English sheepdog. Officers Nash and Manwaring were swiftly dispatched to the scene, where they noticed a powerful odor that quickly dissipated. They also found a cluster of footprints that were there where the creature had been lurking. Following the officer's discovery, the chief, Toby Berger...
Toby Burger.
I'm sorry.
Bro,
Everyone
I'm trying so hard.
Everyone in this story has the worst names you can.
That's
give for
what
a
I'm
person.
saying. I'm trying to keep myself contained
Fucking
right
Life
now.
of Times of R.J. Berger, motherfucker.
But I
over
just
here.
want to laugh hysterically at these fucking names.
Toby Berger.
Was everybody in the fucking like what?
The
What
70s
time?
were a different time.
That's
Jason.
the 70s were full of terrible names.
Yes.
Apparently,
You had,
terribly
you had like
hysterical
Moonshine
names.
and like Hummingbird.
Bring me Toby Berger.
and also my Toby burger.
But also, yes, the burger that is also filled with Toby. So, yeah, Chief Toby Berger immediately dispatched the rest of his men to the scene, all 14 of them, Wow. They sent for an officer and trained dog handler with the nearby Carbondale Police Department, a man named Gary Nellis.
So this is near Carbondale.
Yeah, it's all relatively close to us, actually.
I mean, like 6 hours away, but yeah.
Relatively close to us for Illinois.
Right. I forget that Illinois is a long state. Like, it's very long.
Well, we're all used to being like, oh, yeah, we're just going to go on a quick road trip. And they're like, oh, how long is it? And we're like, oh, like 8 hours. And they're like, why?
So I don't want to.
A third of a day.
I don't want to like side rail off too much, but that's a thing in like Florida. If the drive is more than 15 minutes in Florida, they give up.
What?
Yeah, because in Florida, all the towns have like if you live in a town, like for example, we go see our friends in Jupiter. Jupiter has like dozens upon
Jupiter,
dozens.
Florida.
Yeah. What did you think it's a fucking planet, man? Come on.
Hey, I'm just being concise.
But in Jupiter, like they have like little communities like all over, like hundreds of them. And in those communities is like your Whole Foods, your Starbucks, your restaurants. So you don't have to travel more than 15 minutes. Once you travel 15 minutes, you're in the other town that has their own Starbucks, their own Whole Foods, their own.
That's fucking.
Yeah.
That's
so every community has like what you need to live. So when
That's
we're like,
incredible.
oh, we're going to go half hour out, they're like, oh, that's fucked
Fucking
up.
why?
Yeah, why would you do that?
You don't
It's
have
a
to
very
leave.
different
There's a
place.
10-minute radius that has
Bro,
everything I
drove
need.
30 minutes to get vape juice today. Like, what?
I drive 30 minutes to record this podcast every day. For them, they're like, oh, fuck it. I don't want to do the show anymore. Like,
Yeah, what I'm gathering is that if we lived in Florida, we would have given up after episode 3.
All right, let's get back on track, right?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you, Doug.
So, Jerry Nellis, where we ended it with him.
the dog trainer.
Yeah, so
The
Nellis
trained
was-
dog handler.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Nellis was the owner of a tough German Shepherd named Reb.
Reb. He's a good boy.
Hube. We haven't said it in a while, have we?
We haven't, and it makes me happy every time.
All right, so Reb, who had assisted the Murphysboro police in the past as a search and rescue attack dog, and most pertinently as a man, or in this case, monster tracker. The officers, armed with rifles, revolvers, and flashlights, discovered a trail of unidentified black slime that they seemed to lead directly from Ray's back porch to the river.
Oh.
So, Jason, let me sum this up for you real quick.
Please.
The little boy who was catching fireflies,
Yep.
their neighbor, the Ray's family,
Mm-hmm.
also saw the creature and filed a report with the police. The same police,
So corroborated.
yes, the same police that were handling the other one from the two Romeo and Juliet couple.
So these
fucking at the river.
4 officers are just like, what the fuck
Pretty
is
much
happening
So they
right
decided
now?
we're gonna get a fucking German Shepherd on this motherfucker, and we're just gonna corral the entire police force. We're going on a manhunt, baby. So they're actively hunting this fucking creature down
In fucking Murphysboro,
in Murphysboro, Illinois.
I love the Cajun accents.
Well, get ready for it, because here it comes again.
Here we go.
Reb picked up the scent of his prey and took off. The men then followed the dog down the recently forged path of broken tree limbs and trampled underbrush toward their bizarre quarry. The dog managed to track the monster through the dense forest and down a steep embankment toward a small pond, but the brush became too thick for it to continue. The officers began searching the area with flashlights for clues as to where this creature might have escaped, but in no time, Reb picked up the scent again. The determined dog darted toward an abandoned barn on the Boular property, which was located just east of the Ray's house and a little north of the river. But once he got to the decaying door, the usually courageous canine began trembling and yelping with fear. The usually bold Reb's terrified reaction to whatever looked within the barn was enough to convince Chief Berger to call in the troops. He radioed for help from neighboring police departments, and then within hours a dozen patrol cars had responded to his call. Unfortunately, or perhaps very fortunately for those involved, In the time that had elapsed between Reb's fearful display, the arrival. What the fuck?
Just start that sentence over.
In the time
And
that had
after a second,
in the time that had elapsed between Reb's fearful display and the arrival of backup, whatever it was that was hiding in that there barn managed to slip out through the back. Not long after, the search was called off for the night, and the disappointed officers returned to their home bases. But this would not mark the end of the Murphysboro Mud Monster saga, as sightings of this mysterious beast were reported 2 more times during the next week and a half.
so can I just say this is it, the story itself is creepy. The names turn this whole thing into a fucking cartoon. Like
Quick.
the whole thing.
Chief
100%.
Burger, we're hunting a giant gorilla.
Like what?
We've got burgers, we've got ham,
got Creeth.
we got Creeth.
Creeth is here. Like what?
I'm naming my next D&D character Creeth.
So, Jason,
Please don't make me say that over and over again.
Creeth, your turn.
To elaborate for you what happened here, the officers decided shit's fucked, and the dog's going fuck wild. So let's
Reb.
get some backup here. And then by the time backup came,
You are.
I just slipped into that.
You hear the
without even-
accents.
It's
Yeah.
By
becoming
the time
permanent.
backup came, there's no monster to be seen.
He's
I'm
Like,
trying
he's
really hard
fighting
now.
the
it.
veins in his neck. It's like
He's fighting it.
The accent is becoming part of me now, and I don't appreciate that.
I don't appreciate that.
I don't
do
appreciate
declare.
that too much. This is again, the story is very. So far, you guys have me absolutely hooked. I just need the names to be different. Just different.
Here's
Is it gonna get worse before it gets better?
well, okay. So here's
That's comforting.
here's
Cool.
here's a bird scooter for you. The next reported encounter with the beast occurred approximately 10 days later, after a traveling carnival set up camp
course.
in Riverside Park.
Of course. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they?
Speaking of clowns like us, here we are.
The carnival workers, apparently unaware of what was lurking nearby, chose a pleasant glade near the river between the boat ramp and the sewage treatment plant located below the Ray House.
Of course, that's what it's called.
At 2 a.m. on July 7th, long after the carnival had closed up for the night, 3 carnies, are you ready for this?
I think I know what's coming, but yeah.
Otis Norris,
Yep.
Ray Adkerson, and Wesley Lavender.
Which is a
Fucking-
good name. Wesley Lavender.
That is a good name, but also when it's accompanied by the fucking rest of them, it's like, yeah.
So the carnies have the most normal names out of
ironic.
this.
What? Okay, continue. Jesus.
So we're sitting behind one of the carnival trucks discussing the day's receipts when they had a series of whines come from the Shetland ponies that were tied to the bramble on the other side of the truck.
Whinnies, like a Winnie. It was like the pony Winnie.
Gotcha.
Like the poo.
Okay.
Like the poo.
Winnie, like the poo.
Like the poo. So the men quickly got up to see what the commotion was all about, and were shocked to find the men quickly got up to see what the commotion was all about, and were shocked to find the usually docile ponies, which had been trained to give children rides in endless circles like a merry-go-round. I don't like any of that, but that's fine.
No, they didn't need the metaphor. I get what a circle is.
So we're in a tizzy, with their eyes rolling in terror, furiously tugging at their ropes in desperate bid to free themselves from their constraints. It wasn't long before the carnies would see what the frenzy was all about. The men maintained that they had spied an 8-foot, 400-pound creature. I don't know how people are eyeing weight on motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Know that guy. Bet he weighs a good 240.
Which, much like the Missouri's Momo, seemed to have no distinguishable facial characteristic beneath its fur.
We'll go for Momo too.
Yes.
Not tonight, but in the
Shameless
future.
plug for future episode.
So this seemed to be calmly watching the ponies, this 8-foot, 400-pound eyeballed creature. The men decided not to wait around to see what happened next and immediately ran for help, claiming that the monster also ran in the opposite direction. So about an hour later, one of the carnival workers called in help to deal with the beast. Charles Kimball claimed that he saw the creature once again staring at the ponies with its head cocked to the side in what was described as a deeply curious pose. While this would prove to be the last eyewitness report of the creature, its reign of fear was not quite complete.
Whoa.
I'm loving that I know exactly who wrote that.
I'm glad because you can thank Wikipedia for that one.
Oh.
That wasn't me, although I'm at the end here.
Did you write Tizzy?
No.
You wrote none of these words, did you?
I wrote some. I replaced some with others.
This
But
man rewrote the fucking Wendigo episode after I had fucking...
That's different.
He's like, no. We can't fucking...
It's fine.
We can't Wikipedia this.
Hey, say that drunker. Hey, no, we can't.
It was intentional.
Oh, dang. Whatever. Anyway,
he's not as drunk as he sounds.
Jason,
I'm not
are you
as-
ready for another name?
I am
Not as think as you drunk I am, all right?
Wait, there's more
There's
information?
just a smidge. We're at the home stretch here.
Home stretch.
Oh, Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
I'm ready.
Are you ready for another name?
Home
Like,
stretch
this
me,
isn't the
daddy.
episode
So-
that I decided we would do.
Later that same night as the whole carnival fiasco, a woman named Nidra Green.
Need you green.
Nidra Green. I need you green.
I need you green.
She asserted that she heard a screaming sound coming from a shed on her rural farm. She wisely, it would seem, chose to remain inside her home rather than going out to investigate.
Smart.
Yes, following the carnival sighting, yet another crowd of locals, most of whom were armed to the teeth, gathered in Riverside Park, hoping to take a shot at the furry white friend.
The furry white friend?
It said fiend, but I preferred friend.
Okay. I think fiend
'Cause
is
so
more
far-
fitting.
Well, he hasn't done anything wrong.
Honestly,
He just lurking. He's actually kind of like more like a stalker.
Yeah.
he's just kind of around.
He didn't hurt anyone.
This only exacerbated Chief Berger's concerns for the town folks' safety. So he implored the town fathers to bring in expert help. Sorkin
Fox
claimed that
Mulder and Dana Scully.
Sorkin claimed that private groups had offered as much as $2.5 million for the creature's capture. With that in mind, this small expedition came armed with a stun gun and the capacity to take down a 500-pound animal, as well as chocolate and bananas.
Of course.
Lots of ketamine.
Which Sorkin stated, Sorkin stated they would use to pacify the beast. So just chocolate and potassium.
Yeah, I'm remembering that fucking gif of the banana super close up with like the pins for eyes and it says potassium intensifies.
They also carried loaded shotguns, which they claimed they would only use for their safety and if they were threatened. Sorkin further claimed that they had local zoos standing by and that the arrangements had been made for a cage to be flown in by helicopter if they were lucky enough to imprison the fucking mud monster.
Gotcha.
Mud.
And that pretty much
Mud
sums it up.
trapping.
Nothing happened from there. They had no luck finding the mud monster, and to this day, it remains a mystery.
I'll agree with that because
There are dozens of eyewitnesses, and the old police report from 1973 still is open to this day. You can actually look it up and look at it. It's on Murphysboro's website. This is like the
fucking
big thing.
guys, go visit this.
Yeah.
Help us solve this.
So just remember, Jason, if you're ever in Murphysboro, if you're playing in the river, you may not be playing alone.
That sounds fun because like I'm usually lonely,
Yeah, there might be a giant gorilla
covered in mud and
covered
hair.
in mud and hair waiting for you. And that is the Cryptid Corner. Yay, that's the Murphysboro's Mud Monster.
I will say that's not what I was expecting.
No, well, I wanted to do just a no-named fucking...
Like a fucking weird ass off the radar one, yeah.
yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
if we were to walk from my house to Murphysboro, Illinois, it would take 101 hours.
Well, what are you guys doing for the next week and
Yeah,
a
I said
half?
it's only like a week. We can knock that out easy.
But by car, it's about 5.5 hours.
Still not bad. Do you guys want to go
I would-
swamp ape hunting?
Mud Monster Weekend!
Yeah.
I would love to go spend a weekend just like up in a
We can
fucking hunter's perch.
We can go to my
like,
timeshare in Carbondale.
I'm Please tell me you're kidding.
I really hope that he's kidding.
Please tell me. He's not telling me he's kidding.
The laughing makes me
I would like to
worried.
say thank
It
you to
makes me
everybody listening
nervous.
tonight.
This man
I
has
really appreciate
timeshare
you.
in Carbondale.
I really appreciate you all listening.
Not in a
And
different state.
the fact that
but
you
in the
paid
state that he
extra
lives.
money for this
Away
is
from civilization.
wild.
Oh, right.
Do you guys have anything that you want to say to the people?
Yeah, don't get a timeshare in Carbondale, Illinois, ever in
The
your
rates
life.
are
No,
cheap.
no, don't get a timeshare, you fucking
Yeah,
peasant.
you could just fucking stop the sentence there. Do not buy a timeshare. Although I have reaped the benefits of my parents.
The only timeshare that's worth time sharing is DVC.
Yes, absolutely. And, ooh, this is dark.
Oh.
No, in my parents' will has split up the DVC points and memberships to my brother and I'm very happy with the outcome. So, Mom and Dad, next like 2 years or so, like let's have some fun conversations, but like I want those DVC points.
What's a
I want-
DVC point?
Disney Vacation Club. You can use them for like park passes or hotel stays or whatever.
Yeah, it's about like $12,000 to $15,000, and
Fucking
once you
Christ.
pay it off, you just every year get vacation time at Disney.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Well,
So I
it's
don't
like
know
a-
what I'm
it's
doing
like a
when I
ba-
win a
it's-
ton of money.
it's the Bank of Disney.
But
Is
you
what it
didn't
is.
expect this on Cryptic Corner, did you guys?
Yeah, we'll go into that more details
I'm
for
sure.
people later.
Anyway, thank you everybody for listening. I super appreciate it.
Also,
Kisses.
can you guys give us some
Money.
Can you give us some money?
please? No, I was gonna say if you guys have cryptids that you would like us to hear us talk about and just
Shoot 'em our
absolutely
way.
shit all over like we do every other cryptid, let us know because we love cryptids.
We do.
We really do. But we also like to
I will
just
say
talk mad shit about the things that we talk about. So
that's just our MO.
Jason, do you think the Murphysboro Mud Monster is real?
Well, I've seen movies starring Gary Busey, so yes, I do.
Nice.
Gary
Yes, I do.
Busey is the
Murphysboro Mud
Murphysboro Mud
Monster.
Monster.
I mean, obviously, there's a gift to fucking prove it.
And if you live near Murphysboro, if you've had an experience with the Mud Monster, please let us know. That'd be
Oh
amazing.
my God, leave us a voicemail. I mean, you guys have already heard the voicemails.
Shit,
from...
I didn't put that in the last episode.
Oh, if you guys can show us your mud monsters, love that.
Preferably in the toilet.
Also known as the chocolate starfish.
Yes. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. I'm sure that all of you were just as clueless as I was, but we learned some things together today.
Also, slap your peen against your own mud monster.
And I guess
Write down the results.
I guess I have to stop recording now because how do I follow that?
You don't.